Now we can literally just ask anything. So, Long, I'm going to hijack this. I'm going to ask, okay, so Google, you always talk about free food. How true is this free food thing? Is it a marketing scheme to recruit more people, or is it really free food? And what's the quality of food here?
Okay. So disclaimer: I haven't done the Google PR training. So if any Googlers listening to this, don't call me out. Don't ping PR, the PR team or compliance team. Yes, there is free food. We've done economics. We know that there's no such thing as a free lunch, but I think at Google there is. So it's actually free breakfast and lunch, and in some office, and actually, I think the majority of office free dinner as well.
Bloody hell!
Yeah, so the myth is true. I'm glad to tell you that on this podcast.
But what sort of food? I know, Long, you are very keen to know more about this. But what sort of food are we talking about? Are they sandwiches? Or are they like sushi? I don't know.
Okay. So
I'm sorry, guys. Like anyone who's clicking onto this podcast to know more about Google and working at Google, you're gonna start off with the food.
No, absolutely. And I think so. They all differ by office. Let's take the example of the London office.
Yeah.
I'm based in the Victoria office, which is one of three. There's another two offices in London, and they all have very different themes for each of the restaurant or cafeteria. And I think usually breakfast is typically some sort of a healthy version of the English breakfast, meal that we all know. But then there's always a option of salad and avocado. But that's mainly for breakfast.
Healthy fats.
Yeah, healthy breakfast. But then for lunch, that's when things get crazy. Each of the restaurants do their own thing. You just mentioned sushi, and I kid you not. There's a restaurant in the Tottenham Court Road office in London. They do sushi every single day, and sashimi.
Bloody hell!
And I'm not even kidding, right? So this is a permanent. I think it's a Asian Oriental restaurant, but they always have a permanent kind of area for sushi and sashimi.
I mean, that must be like the most occupied office, because the English breakfast office or something, that's not going to be very much occupied.
So this is the thing. We can talk about it in the later part of the podcast. But I think once you work in Google for some time, some of these things kind of just brush off you a little bit, and a lot of Googlers and counting me as well, we become a little bit privileged, or we take things for granted, and we start complaining about food. And you can see, we're talking about free food here, we're talking about free sushi, and then people can still complain about food. And those things actually happen at Google. So all of these things are incredible. And, this is just the London office, but I'll give you an example of the office in the US, in Mountain View. That's where the headquarters is. They actually have I wouldn't say like a Michelin grade restaurant, but it's a 3-course restaurant that you have to book in advance, but it's free. But yeah, they change their menu every day. They have proper chef. And to be honest, so this is the thing, we didn't talk about it, but every single restaurant at Google, they're not staffed by random cafeteria staff. They are all trained professional chef.
Bloody hell.
So they're very proud of the dish that they make. So it's not as if they just churn out random dish every day. And then each of the restaurant, they are very proud of what they do. So that's the incredible thing. So anyway.
Wait. A key question is, how many portions can you can you go 2 rounds, or that's only only one round?
No, honestly, it's unlimited. You can take as much as you want.
Long. Control yourself, Long. Control yourself. Wait. I've got so many questions. Quyen, when you entered this podcast, you were expecting these sort of questions, but tell us, like, just be real, okay? And don't lie. Have you ever sort of sneaked a bit of food back home for you to have dinner?
Yeah. No. all the time, man.
That's a lot of cost saving, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's good cost saving. But like I say, some office, they actually have free dinner. So you don't really have to do that if you just stay a bit late. They do that because many teams at Google, for example, based in Europe or based in London, we work with folks in the US. So they tend to work later hours, and that's why they have dinner.
Right,
anyway.
That makes sense.
But I also, I actually pack a lot of the Google lunch. I never stay for dinner. I always pack the lunch back home for a day that I would need it.
You're just describing Long's heaven right now.
Completely. Makes sense. But
Yeah.
on top of food, is there? I heard that there's like nap pods. So after you eat, you also sleep. Right. So that's the whole package.
We don't care about how Google is changing the world.
No, there are nap pods, but I mean, I've never really used it. They're actually everywhere in the Google Office.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some of the things are a bit of a gimmick rather than things that people actually use. But yeah, the nap
okay.
pods are there.
So it's real. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
No, that's great. Well, okay. Well, that's my curiosity, and
Okay.
I'll leave the rest of the podcast to you, Long.